time for me and for all of us. I am thankful for the opportunity to share some of my memories with her family and friends. We were friends for over 38 years, and when I think back on the highlights of my life, she was a major presence. In Fire Island, two young, single, and carefree gals met back in 1975, Peggy King and Barbra Brown. Despite being in different group houses, we happened to meet and hit it off right away. Love at first sight. Peggy had a great sense of humor, and she was wonderful to talk to about anything. She had this way of being there for you whenever you needed her, but not in your face 24/7, my kind of gal. We were both volleyball groupies, watching two guys named Gary and Ike, who in those days played a mean game of two-man volleyball. Following a match, Peggy took my hand and brought me courtside and said to Ike, "I would like you to meet my dear friend Barbra." And the rest of that is history. 2 years later, Ike and I were married. Especially memorable was that gorgeous ski outfit Peggy was gracious to share with me. I'm sure Gary remembers it well. After being invited to Aspen by my boyfriend, not Ike, Peggy suggested that I borrow her ski outfit for the trip. It was a fabulous bluish turquoise color and it fit me to a T. But unfortunately, we could never be on the slopes together at the same time. We shared it, passed it back and forth between us for years, and if that ski suit could talk, it would tell some really interesting tales. As she was developing her photographic skills, I became her muse, when to my delight, she invited me to be her swimsuit model. What fun, and what amazing shots. Her paparazzi skills also came in handy when we spotted Gwyneth Paltrow having lunch at a chic St. Bart's restaurant. Unbeknownst to Gwyneth, Peg was able to get a super zoom lens photo of her while pretending to film the restaurant's pet parrots. Still have that photo, and I look at it often. I will always remember the wonderful time spent with Peggy and Gary, celebrating birthdays, retirements, leap years, and other milestones. A particularly special vacation was had recently in Big Sky, Montana, where we were also joined by Ron and Libby, and Joan and Charlie, the Toscano gang, all of whom I met through Peggy. The trip was planned months in advance, but as the time approached, Peg was recovering from surgery and said she wouldn't be able to join us and that Gary would come alone. Despite our pleas to postpone it to a better time, she insisted that we not cancel the trip. We were so sad, but that was Peggy. It was never about her. But then, the early arrivals awaiting Gary were treated to a great surprise. Peggy showed up too. Upon seeing her, we all went ballistic. We were screaming and jumping for joy. Certainly one of the best moments of my life. The past several years were very tough. And when I spoke to Peg for the first time she was admitted to the hospital and told me that she was diagnosed with cancer, I was devastated. But she was her usual stoic self, didn't want to burden anyone else with her problems, and each time I spoke to her, she was more interested in what was going on with my life than talking about what she was going through. That was Peggy. That's the Peggy I will always remember. A tower of strength, a wonderful, very special friend, and a great human being. She will live in my heart forever. Love you, Peg.